Oh boy, I'm live now, aren't I? It looks like it. All right, I'm gonna wait for anybody to come in. Tell me if my volume is good. Actually, I have Unix. Do I sound good, babe? I sound good. All right. So we got Barb over here. She's gonna be doing any comments. So yeah, in this video, what I'm gonna do is just go over this really cool website I built about a year ago. And what it is it's a full membership website where people can sign up for a memorial. So if someone recently passed, the client wanted the ability to have someone sign up, pay to become a member, and then from there you can put all of your information about your past loved ones, so any pictures, anything along those lines. But what we did is we took it a step further and we made it where everything is like dynamic on the back end, and you can update it like in real time. So I'm going to kind of go through the demo of the website first, and then I'll jump into the back end and show you how I kind of have everything set up. And then the whole purpose of this video is to basically highlight this website. And then in the future, I plan to just, you know, take all the different chunks of the website and build out the tutorials on how to do it. Because some of this stuff is pretty complicated. So if there's enough of you who are interested in seeing this type of content, I can kind of share that, as the months come along. All right, cool. All right, so let me just go ahead and share my screen. I'm new to live streaming, and this is the first time I'm using the software, so just bear with me if anything wonky kind of happens. But okay, so it looks like I'm here in the corner. Does everything look good over there? Yep, I'm good. Okay, so here is the home page, and let me just, like I said, give you a demo of how this website works, and then I'm gonna jump into the back end, and you're gonna really love all the stuff I've done. So just kind of a generic homepage where we have the user be able to sign up here, and then they're going to be able to then be forwarded to a dashboard once they sign up. So let's just show you how that process works. So in this case, I'm just going to stick to this package right here. The way we had this separated out is there's a simple like announcement package, and then there's a lifetime legacy package. So we're just going to focus on this one because this is the much more complicated one with all of these features right here. And the way I have my stack, hey, Mark, what's up? Um, the stack I'm using, I'm just going to be using Elementor as the core page builder, and then basically a whole bunch of CrocoBlock settings, not settings, plugins. And then the way I had the membership on this one, I was using MemberPress, but you can use any other system kind of that can handle a membership. That part's actually the easy part. Getting the membership set up, that's not that hard. That's pretty easy. All the hard stuff is all the dynamic stuff and being able to do this type of real time. So if we have it where the user just goes ahead and clicks get started, what this is going to do is just forward them to this right here is actually a MemberPress form. So they would fill this out. And then what I have is, let me have my notes here. I have it where once the user fills out this form, they get redirected automatically to this page. And this is where they're going to go ahead and actually hit the sign up button. And then from here, they're going to be taken to either Stripe, PayPal, whatever it may be. So this part, like I said, I'm not going to really cover too much. It's pretty standard. All right. So once they sign up, this is what happens next is they're going to be redirected to a dashboard. And I'm logged in as like the main admin user. So I'm not logged in as one of the, regular users. So you're going to see stuff a little bit different. So the way I have it where you log in automatically, the user is going to be given all the information to go and log in. And inside MemberPress, you can have it where it just redirects to a certain page. So in this case, I have it redirecting to a page up here called Account Dashboard. Then from here, these are my existing memorials I have right here. So as a new user, they're not going to see that. What they're going to see is, let me actually jump into the back end of the page. So that's what's pretty cool about this is I didn't build all of these different pages. What I did is I heavily relied on like dynamic content in order for this to all work. So let me jump into the back end of the account dashboard. And as you can see, this is what the user is going to see when they first log in is this right here. They're going to be greeted with a really big button where it's like add new memorial. And then inside of here, you're going to see I have it redirect over into this page right here. Let me pull up everything. And let me know if I'm moving too fast or anything along those lines. I have a lot of things in this website I can cover, but what they're going to be redirected to this page, and then there's going to be a form right down here where they can set up their very first memorial. And like I said, everything is heavily relied on this functionality in CrocoBlock and Jet Engine, the dynamic visibility. So I did find that this was pretty complicated to get going. As you can see right here, when the user first gets to the website, I needed to be able to only dynamically show this button. So I have it where it's like show element if user role is, and then if they sign up for the legacy package, then that will show. And then if they already have a memorial on here, they're not going to see this button. So this is where a dynamic function like equals dynamic function 0 comes into play. So once they have one account already, this button disappears. And then the client actually wanted the ability to add multiple memorials. So that kind of added some levels of complexity, which that's like a whole nother video. But I just wanted to kind of stick with this. So the user, again, is just going to see this one main button, and then they're going to create their own memorial. And let me just kind of show you on the back end how all of the different plugins I have, just so you kind of understand how this website is working. So let me jump into plugins. Of course, so the way it works with this website, I built this about a year ago, and I kind of just been waiting. I've been sitting on this video topic for a while. So some of these plugins you can see are a little bit older. I haven't really gone and updated it, but this website, I'm actually in the transition of getting away from using ACF, and I'm just going to be using Jet Form Builder to build out everything. So I actually released a video yesterday on how you can use like an ACF front end form or Jet Form Builder. So it's kind of a similar topic, but I just wanted to get away from using ACF. And then this plugin right down here called Front End Admin, I wanted to get away from using that one. So you can see here's what I got going on. We have advanced, we have ACF Pro. I needed to use the repeater field, so I'll show that in a minute. And then you can just see down here, I have Elementor. Here are the different CrocoBlock settings or plugins I have right here. I got Jet Elements, Jet Engine. Like I said, I'll be using Jet Form Builder a lot more. Jet Pop-Up, that's really important. Using MemberPress. I don't have the license on this one, so I can't go into the settings. And right down here, I'm just using this plugin for comments. But okay, so the fun part. Let's jump into how the memorial is actually going to look. So let me jump into this right here. So the way I have it is every time someone signs up for a memorial, it's automatically being assigned underneath my custom post type called memorial. As you can see, we got Elvis Presley up in here dying. We got Joe Smith. But this one is the one that I'm kind of relying on. This is kind of holds a special place in my heart. My mom recently passed, so this I kind of have as like a little memorial for my mom. But you can see this is how it's going to look when you are logged in as the user or admin. So you're going to see all these cool buttons right here. But let me go ahead and actually show you what this looks like in like an incognito window or a totally different browser, just so you can kind of understand how I have all of these dynamic buttons. So I'm just pulling this up in another window. So this right here is how it's going to look to the front end user when you're not logged in or any sort of admin. This is really cool. So what you can do is click this button right here where it says light a candle, and check this out. This took me a little bit to figure out, but you're going to have the ability to light a candle for this person. And if you look down here, I have right here, I'm using data stores with Jet Engine. So you can see 58 other people click this button. So I have it where when you click this button, it's going to automatically light this candle, and then that goes away and it registers. So this actually right here is pretty cool. I can show you later in the code. This is all using CSS right here. This, believe it or not, I found this online. So I believe it was like a code pen I found a while ago. This is all just CSS. It blows my mind that you could do that. But this part up here is all actually a video. These images is an image gallery slideshow being pulled in from right here. So these images right down here are being pulled up in this light a candle area. So that was something that the client really wanted. And they wanted to have the ability that you could close it down, and then you see right down here, actually, I'm covering it. I gotta get used to this. See right here, when you exit out of light a candle, they wanted to have it where the little candle was still lit down here. So again, this is all just using CSS right here to do this little animation. So that stays open. That is just like a regular pop-up. And then down here, I'm going to play this, but I don't think it's going to play through the live, but you're going to have the ability to play some music. So when you are creating the page, you can have a preset of a few different songs. So the user's going to be able to play that. They can click on these images right here, and this is just popping up in like an Elementor kind of like grid right here, and you could just kind of slide through it. And then down here, this is all dynamic information. So the user can go ahead and update the dates down here, the times, any messages, anything along those lines. And then event information, I just have the word test down here. Obituary, this is just kind of like a WYSIWYG. Funny enough, the client actually wanted to use AI here, where you could have like an AI prompt to automatically create like an obituary. But like I said, I created this about a year ago, so that was kind of brand new territory. When I told the client that it's going to cost money every time somebody generates a prompt to do this, their attitude changed a little bit. So I'm not quite sure what she's done. So what I did with this website was I created the website, and then she wanted to be able to host it on one of her friends, runs a hosting company. So long story short, I created this whole website and kind of handed it off. And then underneath shared memories, what I did is got rid of the default WordPress comment system because it wasn't very good. So I used that plugin. Was it WP Discuss, I think it's called. I used that one because the client wanted to have the ability to have people create a comment, reply, kind of create a whole conversation within here. So it's kind of like a little form conversation going on within here. And then this is really cool. This is a dynamic timeline. So this information, I'll show you later, the user will have the ability to add in different dates, images, and then it's automatically going to get upgraded in the grid right here. And then video, you could just update a video right here. My mom loved hair metal, so I was like, you know what? Let me throw in Kickstart My Heart. So she loved that band a lot. And fun fact, I actually saw Motley Crue when I was like 10 years old. So that's fun. I saw Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, Skid Row. I've seen a lot of bands at a very young age in their heyday. And then up here, I just have some more dynamic information where if somebody wants to copy the link, I actually created a video on this on our YouTube channel, how to pull off something like this. So now if somebody wants to share this link, just copy that. And then if you see right here, if I paste it back in, it dynamically will pull in that. So that's a lot that I just kind of went over, but now you can see this is how it looks when the user signs up for a profile. This is where they're going to be able to actually make all of their edits. So I'll kind of quickly go down here and show you how you have all of these different things. And the very first one is this button right here will pop up. You want to make your memorial private. So within here, you can have it where the page is either going to go toggle between published or private. So the client wanted the ability to have it where the user won't go fully public unless they're happy with it, and they can go in here. So I believe by default, the way I have it is when they create a new memorial, it's automatically in private mode, and then they're going to have to come here and actually publish it. So that's how you can go ahead and do that. Let me just keep that by default. And right down here, this is really cool. This is going to give the ability for the user to pre-select one of these background images, and then it automatically will update on the back end and on the front end. So let me go ahead and show you. So if I choose this one with the ice, you just hit submit, and then in a moment, it will come up. And of course, it's going to take a minute while I'm doing a live stream, like always. Okay, so now you can see the background changed automatically. So that's how cool it is, and it reloads the page. So if I want to go back to the sunset, you can go ahead and just hit submit, and then it automatically will update. And then if you go to the front end of the website, if I hit refresh, you can see that's gonna automatically update. Let me actually change it to something completely different, the American flag. hit submit, and then let me go to the front end and show you that all in real time. You can go ahead and hit update, and now on the front end of the website, that background changed. And then right down here, everything is basically now the same. So now you can click choose music, and I have it where there's 3 different songs you can choose from. So if the user wants to have one of these songs, you would just hit submit, and then it updates right here. And then very similar down here, you can change the dates. So if I wanted to change it like 1946, go ahead, hit submit. It just takes a minute, and then it will update on the front end and on the back end. And like I said, this website right now, this is using ACF in some parts, and then I'm going to transition everything over into using like Jet Form Builder and everything, because I just want to get away from using ACF. And then flags, I don't have any flags enabled, but the client wanted to have the ability, if they served any sort of service, you can click any of these right here. These are just checkboxes, hit submit. And now when you do that, it's going to automatically update the back end, and then it's going to display those flags right here. See, so now you have these 4 flags I was able to add to the website. And like I said, if I go ahead and hit refresh on the front end, you're going to see all of these things have changed. So now it says 1946. Now you're going to have these flags right here. And then, just kind of everything is very similar. So I wasn't sure on this, where I think this is a good user interface to me. What I could have done is have all of these dynamic fields and have the ability to have them like updated here on the dashboard. But I'm a very visual person, and the client loved it the way I did it. So I think that this was the better route, was just underneath each section, have it where you can just change this stuff, like click edit gallery and go ahead and be able to like add images and move them around, that type of stuff. I think it makes more sense to have it on the front end. I don't know. Let me know in the comments over there if you think this was the better option, or have it something along the lines of like Facebook, where all of your settings and dynamic information is like kind of hidden in menus. But I wanted to keep it easy. And then underneath here is a tab system, and same thing. So underneath your messages, you can go ahead and click edit messages, and then this shows up right here. You can change any of this information. And then here's event. This is all just kind of like the standard text information. Timeline, let me show you how this one's set up. This was pretty cool. So this is using, in this case, the ACF repeater field. So if I want to go ahead and click and drag this one up and then change this date to 1970, you can do that. You can go ahead and click add row if I wanted to be able to add another thing. So if I say like 2023, I don't know, I'll just put in like trip or something. Took a trip. I don't know what images I have in here, but let me go ahead and click add image. And let me just take a picture of like us. I don't know. I'm just throwing in something. And then inside of here, this image is probably too large, so I'm probably going to get an error message. Actually, now that I'm trying to do this in real time. Yeah, I think that would image. Let me see if it compressed it. So if I hit submit, let's see if this updates correctly. Okay, so let me go to the front end and show you. If I hit refresh on here, now if I go underneath timeline, yeah, you can see right here, I have this right here, and I believe the images are gone because I actually, let me see why the images are gone. Like I said, I transferred this over from the other website, so I think that I lost the images. Yeah, I need to go ahead and just add more images here, but you can see how easy that was. So if I go up here, hit submit, I can change that date. So this was a really cool feature. I really like the fact that you could use this, and this was all done inside of Jet Engine. So now you can see right here, took a trip. All right, so that's a little bit wonky. I need to figure out why that worked, but I know it was working before. And then for video, this was a pretty easy one. This, you just put in like a YouTube URL right here, and this is just like an O embed. Okay, I'm covering a lot of ground. I know I am. So I just wanted to show how this all works. And now let me just kind of jump into some of the code. So let me jump into, I guess what I could do first is, let me show you how complicated this page has gotten. So when you hover over this right here, it says edit with Elementor. let me put this down here. You can see that what I have is this is all a single post called legacy template. And then inside of here, you can see I have a whole bunch of jet pop-ups. So each one of these buttons that you click where it says like change background, that's a jet pop-up. And then inside of each one of those, I have either a jet form builder, like front end form, or I'm using like that other plugin. So let me jump into more of the complicated one, like light a candle. This one was the most complicated one because, like I said, it's using like CSS, it's using jet pop-up, all of these different things. So you could tell right here, I'm using sections. So this was before using containers and Elementor. So this was a little while ago. All right, cool. All righty. So this is just a regular kind of video. You can see I have a spacer, and what I did is I believe on this column I added the background. One of these I have it right here. Yeah, so you could see on that section I just kind of have like a background video looping this MP4. And then here is that CSS. This was a pretty, like I said, pretty cool. So you can see right here, the way that I have it is you light this candle, and what it's going to do is enable and then turn on and off different classes here. So you can see that there's a whole bunch of like before and afters in the CSS. And this is what's giving that like candle animation is this type of stuff right here. So I can, if you want me to make a video on just this, let me know and I can do something along those lines, because I figured this was one of the coolest ones. This took me a little while to figure out, because it's basically all just separate out into these different divs right here with all these different classes. So we have like a blinking glow, a flame, all of this. And then inside of here, you can see I have all of these different buttons, and it's just showing and hiding. Let me go down here. Yeah, see right here. So what I'm doing is I have this custom HTML down here. It's adding an event listener. So if you click on this button called toggle button, what it's going to do is then display, or in this case, I'm doing display none on all of these other options. So let me go to the front end and show you again how that works, because that was pretty cool. So when you do that, it's just doing a lot of different things. It's hiding that stuff and also lighting all of this. So that's what all that custom CSS code is. And you can see right here, yeah, it's playing the animation right here. And what this is going to do is pull in, I just pulled in a regular like image carousel. And then in this case, I'm using the image gallery. There's a ACF field tied to just this post or this memorial custom post type. And if you're interested on how that looks, let me jump into that just so you can kind of get an idea. So in this situation, I believe, so if I go underneath Jet Engine, and if I go to post types, I got memorial. And like I said, it's a little bit of a mess right now on the back end. I'm in the transitioning of moving all of those ACFs into the meta fields here. So about half of the website right now is using Jet Engine and not ACF. So you could just see I have a regular memorial post type. I didn't really change anything else, I believe, in these options down here. You can just kind of see the rewrite slug is memorial. I have the post type is the post. And then I have certain things enabled, and nothing too complicated right there. And let me jump into, let me see which part I'm going to go into next. Sorry, I lost my train of thought here. If I go into the ACFs, let me show you how I have all of those kind of set up, and then you can kind of see, how I have everything. Let me see if I go into, I didn't mean to click on that. Let me go back into ACF. So as you can see, I'm going to have a whole list of ACFs right inside of here. And I have like the flags, I have the timeline, the video URL. Let's just jump into the flags. Just like I said, I'm just doing this for fun. I don't know if there's any interest in me create more of these advanced tutorials on how I was able to pull all this off. But you can see right here, what I have is just a whole bunch of different checkboxes. So I have like the Air Force as a checkbox. I have like the Army. And then the choice right here is I have it as an image. and then this is what it's going to be displayed on the back end. So if I jump into my memorial page on the back end, it's going to be a little bit messy, but I'm cleaning it up. This section right here, this is the jet engine part down here, and then all of these other ones down here are using the ACF. So like I said, it's kind of a hybrid right now. But if we go into the about section, you can see when the user updates anything inside of that WYSIWYG editor right here, if I go down, anytime somebody updates something right here where it says like Tampa and the dates, it's going to update this right here on the back end. So we have the city and date. I have some about information. Here's the obituary. So like I said, anytime they make a change there, it will show up here correctly. So it's always being pinned to that specific memorial page. And underneath the event, and then the background images. This was a little bit more complicated because as you can see, I'm able to pull in the images as the choices, not just like text. So that gives it a very visual way. So when the user goes to their memorial, let me go back to the memorial page because it's a lot. So let me know how the stream is going because I'm going kind of fast. I know I am. But I was just really excited about showing this because this is a really cool website. This is a website that you could build. You kind of get like the framework of a website like this, and you basically build a fully like customized app. Really, at this point, this is like an application. You could then turn around and sell this as like a service. So you could be the company who makes memorial websites, or you could do something like a music website. Like that's what I love about Elementor and like the CrocoBlock suite. They literally have given you the options to open up the ability to create all of this. And what's cool is it was just the two of us. It was just me. Barbara made all of this in a couple weeks. Like try to do like this. If you built this custom, 100% custom, this would take months and a huge team and tons of money. So I just wanted to say how awesome this tool is right here, this whole stack. Okay, so let me go into, I lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. Yeah, so let me show you. If I went into the backgrounds, I wanted to show you that, yeah, this, instead of having just like, I could have just had the word, green pattern, sunset, water, flag. I could have just done that, but why not add a visual stuff here? You want to see what Mark's, let me see if let me try some new stuff here, Mark. All right, cool. Great stuff. More people understand the power of dynamic. Yeah. When I built this website, I legit was like kind of blown away by how much you can do without touching much code. So yeah, you could do a lot, but let me show you. I do have quite a bit of code snippets. So the powerful thing is if I go underneath snippets, you can see right here, I have 13 code snippets, and some of this some of the stuff I was able to code myself, but some of it I just relied on ChatGPT. So the fact that you can use these tools with ChatGPT, you can go a long way. And you can see right here, what I made sure is I labeled all of my custom fields or my snippets, because there'd be times where here I am a year later, I'm going to go back into it. I want to make sure I understood what the hell I'm doing. So that's why I don't like throwing all of my like code snippets into like a big functions file and it's like, thousands of codes long. I like to have it separated and you can turn on and off certain things. Let me just go ahead and down here and show you some of the struggles I had. So I wanted to have it where if the user uploads an image, right? So if they upload an image to their profile, I wanted to have it where if they upload another image, have a code snippet where it deletes the old one, because you can run into issues if you start getting hundreds, thousands of people on a server like this. And if they keep uploading images, you're just going to have a whole server full of images that can't be deleted. So you want to make sure that when a user adds one gets removed. So it's that type of stuff that I didn't really think about until I got really my hands, deep on this code, that I was like, oh yeah, this could run into a problem because there's only so much space your server is going to have. So you want to make sure that you delete stuff as you go. Yeah, this one's really cool. So this, when you update the background images, I wanted to have it where dynamically you could see when I upload an image, or I'm sorry, when I click right here, what it's doing is it's pulling in that image as a background container all dynamically. So you need it to have a little bit of code to pull that off. Adding comments to, oh yeah, that for sure. Yeah, I 100% agree. And what's cool is with ChatGPT, you could tell you add comments. Sometimes I add the comments because I'm going to go ahead and, maybe right down here, I should add a comment and be like, this is the class for that background. So you could see, I'll just quickly go through this one. This is a cool one. So it's saying like background image, get the field. And what I did is that ACF field, it really is a jet engine field now. So I called it like jet BG image. And then if the field is not empty, then what you're going to do is target that class inside of the Elementor. And then right here, I'm just doing like a PHP echo of that image. And then I'm doing, I did figure this was a bit of a pain in the butt. You have to also tell it to be a cover and no repeat because it doesn't take in that information from like Elementor. So if I go here and what it's doing is, let me actually edit this page. Let me edit this legacy template and show you that something along those lines, pretty simple. So all I had to do is that container right here, or this is all sections. So let me go into the sections right here. And you can see right here underneath background, I made sure that there's a default background. So if they haven't uploaded an image yet, at least it will be something. And then, it can be on brand. So this was one of the branded colors. And so I didn't have to do anything down here other than just give it this class right here called background image. And then this code snippet, you can see right here, background image, it's just targeting that. And then it's automatically going to update this stuff dynamically. So that's what that custom echo is right here. And so that took me a little while to figure out. That one took me a while to figure out. Let me see which other ones I kind of had some struggles with was, let me see, display custom fields on Backend. Images function, no. Yeah, this is kind of a standard one I like to have on certain websites is I like to have it where the JPEGs are just going to return 100%. I didn't want WordPress to compress it, so that's what that little function does. I believe I do have this one right here. This is a plugin I highly recommend. It's called Insanity. So if I have a client website and I know that they're going to upload a whole bunch of large images, have it where it automatically will compress it down. And you have a lot more granular control here than just relying on like a WordPress. So that's definitely a plugin I like to recommend is Insanity. And let me jump down over here. Yeah, and then I had to do some kind of wonky stuff. Like for certain functions, I needed to have a snippet like this, where if you're not logged in, I needed to add like a special class called like not logged in to the body. So once you start getting your hands deep on a website like this, there are cases where you need to be able to dynamically add things, when other things happen. So I don't remember exactly where this was, but I needed to have it where this class got added to the body, and then I was able to do other things. So I also figured out how to do some MemberPress stuff here, hide admin bar if there was any issues like that. These are the different snippets. I'm just trying to see. Yeah. So as you can see, there's a combination of a lot of things going on. If you decide to go down this route and create a website, you got to know how to do some code snippets. You're going to have to heavily rely on dynamic functionality. Hey, what's up, Jeff? I saw you were just doing a live stream too. I missed it. I know Barb is interested in doing some design stuff with you. So yeah, we'll hit you up for sure. Yeah, so that really, let me log into here. Let me go into the dashboard and kind of just show you around. Yeah, I didn't really have an objective for this video. I just wanted to play around. I guess I figured out how to do the stream. So that's good. Here are all the different pages if you just want to take a look. I have the different account details, add the new memorial, edit the memorial page. Let me see what that one looks like. I have it where they can upgrade the package. This is the edit memorial. Yeah, so this will be a page where um, I believe what I did is there's some extra options over here that I might have removed, where you can inside of here I had on the dashboard you could edit and stuff like that. So I might have removed that since I last touched this website. And let me see if status. Yeah, so here they're going to be able to choose the memorial that they have, and then you can make it private or public back here, or instead of doing it on the front end. So if you wanted to have the user have the ability to do it back here, I have that as well. So that's definitely something that I struggled with, was trying to figure out what is the best like user experience. And I personally think that this came out pretty cool, because the user is going to have the ability to go to the front end of the website and make all of these visual updates. Because at first I was just going to have a huge list of all of the different things to do here, but that would have been overwhelming for the user. So I wanted to have it where they just like go right into it, and then they could, start editing. And then if you're kind of interested in how this is set up, I believe I just use like a listing grid right here. You can see I have a listing grid displaying all of the posts that author is assigned to. So let me just quickly see if that shows up correctly in here. So if I go here, you can see it's going to show a list of either your public or your private. And then underneath your query, I have it right here, the post query. I just have it where it has to be the current user right here. So in this situation, I didn't need to use like the advanced query builder. You're able to do that within here. So like I said, when you log in, they're going to see this. And then if they have anything already as the current user, you're going to see a list of all of your memorials right here. So that's really cool. And then down here, I just have some options where you can upgrade your account if you wanted. And then that will go through a whole other system with like MemberPress. So there wasn't much friction really between using MemberPress and then having it integrate with Elementor and Crockleblock. I didn't really have any issues at all. Some of the issues I did have was the client. We definitely ran into one big hurdle, and that was the client wanted to have the ability to have like multiple accounts all underneath like one email. And so I basically had to tell the client, I was like, that's not, I was like, there's really no way to do that. Like, you're going to have to get into custom coding. And at that point, you might as well just design the whole thing from scratch. Because if you start to go down that route and you customize against like MemberPress and how Crockleblock's going to work, like it defeats the purpose of using these tools. So there are, of course, limitations where you can't have it where you can have 10 different emails attached to this one profile. Like that's a mess. Like we were trying to figure out like administrative wise, like how does billing work, anything along those lines. Long story short, we were able to like pull that off. And then of course, when the user's done, they can always go back to their dashboard right here. They have their account details. So you can always change your subscriptions right here. I haven't touched this in a while. This is all using MemberPress. So yeah, when we click here, you can see that, I signed up back in May of 2023, any payment information. And then it's also good to have like a support. So if they ever need a question, just have this automatically forward to, the admin of the account, whatever it may be. But I think that I'm going to basically wrap up pretty soon, unless there's any questions or anything along those lines. I just really wanted to showcase this website because this was one of the coolest websites I've actually ever built, because at the end of the day, we designed like off an app off of these tools. We didn't think it was even possible, but yeah, using like the Crockleblock tools, you could almost pull off anything. And then, like I said, you can integrate it with like a MemberPress or any sort of other membership website. And then you could, do tons of dynamic information right here. All right, cool. Let me just, I think I'm good. All right. So yeah, if there's nothing else, I'm just going to probably sign off right here. And like I said, leave a comment if you want me to make any specific videos on how to pull off this information. But I plan to probably make a bunch of content around here. Like I said, I've been waiting on this type of functionality to show everyone. And then I'm going to start making videos off of it. All right, guys. See ya.